Scottish Werebear, A Second Chance. Book 6 in the Scottish Werebears series by Lorelei Moone. Chapter 1. This was it, the moment of truth. James folded his hands and concentrated on keep his breaths even and deep. He was a calm and balanced man normally, but today was different. It was the right thing to do, but he couldn't help worrying about what they would unleash. Weeks of work would culminate in this one act of rebellion. By the end of tonight, the world would be a different place. They'd be free, or they'd be in more danger than ever before. He looked around the van where his comrades, his brothers and sisters in revolution, sat. Each of the half-dozen of them thoughtful, worried, excited. It was hard to pick just one emotion for tonight. They had worked so hard to make this happen, but there were no guarantees in life. It could all go horribly wrong. 5 minutes, Henry Weston, their leader, remarked while checking his watch. Beside him, Gail McPherson, James's former colleague, grabbed Henry's hand, and they shared one of those looks that seemed to speak 1,000 words. Henry cleared his throat, causing everyone else in the back of the van to look up at him. You all know this, but I feel it should be said out loud. We've achieved so much in an incredibly short time. Kyle, your internet campaign has made a bigger impact than I ever thought possible, Henry said. Kyle nodded and looked down at his hands. In the short time James had known him, he'd quickly figured out that Kyle was even more socially awkward than most bears. Jamie and Aidan, you've managed to mobilize so many like-minded shifters through the network of contacts you'd built up. Today would not have been possible without your efforts. The two senior members of the Edinburgh Alliance office exchanged a look and a nod. James meanwhile rubbed his hands together. So many men and women in such a cramped space meant it was warm, yet his hands had remained cold and clammy. James? Henry looked right at him now. James stopped his fidgeting and looked up again. James? The information and support you've provided from inside Adrian Black's office has been invaluable. We appreciate the risks you've taken. James nodded at Henry, who nodded back and checked his watch again. The media will have collected outside. We've kept them waiting long enough. It is time. Henry had barely completed his speech when Heidi, Aidan's mate, turned the handle on the back of the van and gave the door a strong push, causing it to fling open. Some distance away, lights awaited. These weren't just ordinary streetlights, they were clustered much closer together. TV crews.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?